Ain't been but. You
said July.
No.
You said July 1st.
No.
No, she said no. May 1st.
I said by May 1st you gonna know about the counterfeit emotions. May 1st you gonna know. The Lord said by May 1st you gonna know who you dealing with counterfeit emotions, and if you have counterfeit emotions. He said that by May 1st. Okay, who? That ain't the month I'm talking about. She just said June, July. She just what she said May, June, July. What was the next month I said? August. I told y'all by August 1st. Something was going to go down by August 1. I'm telling you, I don't consider myself to be no prophet, but I hear God. I know when I hear that man. I'm telling you. He said counterfeit emotions. Watch what I tell you about May 1st. You're going to be looking at some folk like counterfeit emotions. Counterfeit in the context of any smile that's not really a smile. You don't know by genuineness. I'm telling you, you're going to know by genuineness. You're going to know what's the genuineness of what's going on. Please take heed to what the Lord is saying. I am so serious. Please take heed to what the Lord is saying. He's communicating to us because he loves us. These are very special words. These are not words that you are hearing all throughout. I listen to people to see and to hear what is being said. These are words that are changing the whole nature of who we are internally. These are not words that are catering to gifts, because gifts ain't enough. Integrity, character, wholeness is the things that God is after right now. Those are the things that make you fitted for the sky. Your gift doesn't make you fitted for the sky, because your gift is perfect within itself anyway, because it's God's. It is his spirit that he imparts in, is his gift. But our character, our soul has to be fitted for the sky. So he's working on getting our souls like they need to be. Whereas our mind, emotions, and will, we doing too much dirty stuff. Too much stuff that's not God. I'm telling you, by May 1, you're going to be exposed. It's too much. It's too much happening.
See, Pastor, that's awesome, Pastor. He's going to expose it because you got to be able to get it off of you. Because it's not just around you, it's in you. I'm going to say this again, all of us. All of us got to deal with something that's a hindrance. Deal with it. So he got to expose it to you by May 1st. That's powerful that you said that. I didn't even know you said that. Mm-hmm. But that's powerful that you said about May 1st, because how you going to deal with it for May, June, and July if you don't know what it is? Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, ask somebody to help you. So look here, what's going on with me? Why I keep repeating this? And then take heed. Take heed. This is what's going on with me. Help me get past this. Show me, give me a strategy. Give me some pray. Ask the Holy Spirit to show you. Help me get out of this. This don't belong to me. I have a better destiny. This don't belong to me. I'm not keeping this any longer. I don't want this any longer. Help me. But that's powerful. He's got to expose it by May 1st so you can rid yourself of it before August 1st.
Amen. I was trying to look back to see where if this was I got so many notebooks, but I was trying to look back to see, but I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, because he brought it back to me. I kept hearing the word counterfeit. It's been several weeks that I gave that word. I kept hearing the word counterfeit. I kept hearing it. And he said by May 1st, he said, you're going to know who counterfeit with you, and you're going to know where you're counterfeit with people. I want to expose it. So I started doing inventory. I've been checking myself. You have to be. You have to. I've been checking myself. So like she said, nobody is exempt. I don't see it in this. Ain't no telling what it said. I got his stuff wrote down everywhere. But I know what he said. Counterfeit emotions. I kept hearing counterfeit. 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 So that means if you smiling in somebody's face and you know you got an issue, you counterfeit. You counterfeit. You counterfeit. Point blank. You counterfeit. It's just the truth about it. I know it ain't easy to hear because we've lived so long with them lies. We've been taught to live with them lies. How you doing? I'm doing all right. I can't stand her. She said something in 1968. I still ain't forgot. Say, it's counterfeit. It's counterfeit. That stuff has to come up in order to come out. Because it's not what goes in a man. It says that defiles him, but what comes out. Why? Because when it goes in, if you don't deal with it, it's going to come out nasty. When it goes in, if you don't deal with it, I have to process stuff. I have to deal with it. If you don't deal with it when it comes in, it's going to start going through channels while it's inside. It's hitting all types of things while it's inside. And then it'll be contaminated by Shittim. If I got Shittim in me, when something comes in, it's going to hit that Shittim. And then it's going to come out. And then it's going to be defiled. So we've got to make sure that the Shittims, them isms, and them schisms on the inside of us is dealt with. So these things that God is saying to us is to get us to the promised land, which is a land that can't be contaminated. We cannot take the contamination in there. It's just point blank, period. I don't care how much. The man is so serious that he would say this right here, that there will be many to say unto me, Lord, Lord, I cast out devils in your name. I laid hands on the sick and they recovered in your name. They're going to try to cut a deal with me. But he was yet going to say to them, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Iniquity, that what was in you. Get away from me. Because I never knew you. And see, the thing of it is, it's the internal affairs. It's the internal affairs. It's the issues inside. He says, you workers of iniquity, you have been working that stuff on the inside of you till it is beginning to now start manifest out of you because it's been working so into you. It's not something that just became you. There's some junk you've been doing for years. It's been working. He said, you workers of iniquity, you're working it. It's working. It's been churning. It's been prodding. It's been probing. It's that type of stuff that you can't seem to get out of your spirit when it just keep rehearsing in your mind and you don't have the power enough in you to cast that stuff down, call somebody and get you some hope. Like Apostle said, or do what I do. I talk loud to that stuff, man. I talk just like I'm talking to y'all. I said, didn't I tell you to get out of here? You must think I'm playing. I'm not going to think about that no more. You are not going to poison me concerning them people. I am not going to be offended. I'm not going to hold malice in my heart. I'm not even going to let malice get in my heart. I start talking. If I don't, God ain't nothing, and y'all know everything. I talks out loud to it to keep it from getting inside of my being and then causing me to become a worker of iniquity. Because I'm going to tell y'all the honest truth about what we do as people that have been in the vicinity of God. We start out as church folk, you know. So I'm going to tell y'all what we do because we have conditioned ourselves and took on this form of godliness. That working of iniquity will be happening in us the whole entire time and we'll still be trying to talk God to folk. Delphine, girl, get out of here and let this alone. We'll be lying the whole entire time. Well, I'm still trying to talk God, but no, we full of iniquity. Working iniquity. The Bible says love worketh no ill towards his neighbor. So some people will say, well, I hadn't said nothing bad about him and I hadn't done nothing to him. You iniquity all in your heart. All on the inside. But I just haven't said, some people scared to say stuff because they got sense enough, they're cognitive to know that if you put it out there in the atmosphere that it's going to come back. But the thing of it is you're not cognitive to know that if it's lodged in your heart, it's still going to come back. It's still going to come. It's just best to not play with it. If you can refrain from it, y'all. I'm saying this from a heart of love for you. If you can refrain from it, get away from that mess. Don't play with it. Do not play with it. Do not teeter-totter with it. Don't even allow yourself to become contaminated with it at all, because it's too subtle. All it takes, the Bible says, is a little leaven to leaven the, how much of the lump it leavens, y'all? Somebody tell me. Unmute yourself. The whole lump. So you can think that it's just him, just a little bit. You a lie. You a lie. It will contaminate you where you can't witness effectively. Guarantee you it'll mess with your prayer life. It hits all that stuff. I've been down. It hits all that stuff. It messes up things. Don't even play with it. This is not the season to toy with things. The enemy is turning up the heat. As the time goes by, God is allowing him to unleash more of what he would do into the earth, because his time is at hand and it has to be fulfilled. So there is more being unleashed. And so the more that becomes unleashed, the closer we've got to be to God, in order to not be trapped in it, to not get caught up and be subdued in it. So we've got to really, really be careful. I'm telling you, number one thing, if you didn't hear anything else today, get yourself submitted. Get yourself submitted. Get yourself submitted in all areas of your lives, not just some areas. Get yourself submitted. Lest thou be in quicksand. Word of warning. Get yourself submitted, lest thou be in quicksand. Can toy with it, play with it, because I know people. I know the mentality. I'm scared of this mentality. So I try to make sure that I don't have this mentality. I know people. Some people, when they get so full of mess in their heart, they say stuff within them, well, I don't, and they want to try to judge what you're saying, well, I don't, and this right here, and well, what about this right here? See, when you do that, you in trouble automatically. You in trouble. You are in trouble automatically. If you cannot submit unto the authority that is speaking into your life to hear, and you got to go back and you got to call yourself, got to judge it, you in trouble. You're in trouble. I do not always understand everything that Apostle says to me, but I sit down. I carry it out. I do not always understand everything that she say, but I bring myself to a place of submission to sit down and shut up. I do not call anybody to discuss it with them, because most of the time they ain't even going to be saved or right no way. If you're discussing with anybody, you need to discuss it with the Father or somebody of a higher caliber. But I don't even like to do that, because I need to just sit down and listen to what's being said to me. Just take it in, Delphine, and absorb it. You will understand it better by and by. This has nothing to do with me and her as people, but this has everything to do with God teaching me the power of submission. This has everything to do with God developing me to be the woman of God, the vessel of honor that he would like to use in this hour. It has nothing to do with personalities. We have two different personalities, but it has everything to do with submission. So what I am saying to you, if you are looking to only submit to people because of y'all's personality is the same and y'all click very well and all, well, I beg to differ with you. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have to submit because of the Spirit, because that's what the Lord is leading you to do. He's not actually, to be honest with you, he's not going to call you to submission to someone that everything is perfect with. And I'll tell you why. You're not going to develop. Jagged edges won't become smooth if it's with somebody that you're always in perfect covenant with. Your development can't take place like it needs to. So he has a strategic way of doing what he does. And I'm so in awe of it. I've brought myself to a place of alignment. I'm inviting you to. That's what I'm doing. I've brought myself to a place of submission. I'm inviting you all to. Not just in submitting unto things of God, but submit yourselves to natural things too. Submit yourselves to husbands, those of you that are married. Submit yourselves to those of you that